Des membres de la centrale.
Performance project.
Making drawings on the computer.
Ce qui est bien à la centrale, c'est que tout est possible, tu sais.
Making paintings. Doing sculptures.
Membres de la centrale.
Performance artists. Feminist performance artists over 40 who are using the body, hiring other bodies or using their own body. Hi, my name is Dayna McLeod and I am a video and performance artist in Montreal. And I love La Centrale. And that's it, really. So when I turned 40, I started a performance project called Cougar for a Year. And with this project, I dressed in animal print for an entire year, for 24/7, to challenge the stereotype of a cougar, an older woman who is apparently sexually aggressive. And the reason I started this project is because originally I was looking into performance artists, feminist performance artists over 40 who were using the body, whether they were hiring other bodies or using their own body. And all of the feedback I was getting on this project was, oh, you're doing a cougar project. And I was like, no, I'm not doing a cougar project. How's that cougar just because I'm talking about older ladies? And so I decided to embrace it, and so I did Cougar for a Year. Can I swear? Do you want no swearing or swearing?
Swear.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. So La Centrale, very supportive with this project. At the end of the year, I did my closing at La Centrale at the gallery. And here I gave away all of my wardrobe, and I did 2 performances. So I gave away all of my wardrobe and worked with photographer Nicole Mikas and her partner Allison Wisniewski, who styled everyone. Because the deal was, if you wanted a piece of clothing, like a pair of jeans or whatever, that you would have to give me your picture in said clothing. So I had, you know, stuff like this. I had over 150 items. And what I ended up making were cards. So Nicole and Allison styled everybody in a photo booth and took about 200 pictures of the project. So that was one thing. The other thing I did was I did a reenactment of Yoko Ono's cut piece, Yoko Ono has done this piece several times. The first time she did it, people came up and cut her clothes off of her. So I did a version of this in the context of the cougar piece, and so I had my cougar dress on, and people came and cut off my dress. It took a very long time. Everybody was very nice, and I think everyone was a bit worried about my decency. But it was a success. And I could not have done it without La Centrale. In terms of my practice, La Centrale has been very supportive for the people that have worked there, but also La Centrale as an institution, a feminist institution in Montreal, has been quite supportive of my practice throughout the years. One of the things I think that is very important about La Centrale is their mandate, and that they've changed with the times. The feminism that La Centrale supports, teaches, encourages is a trans feminism that reflects what is happening today. You want to talk first wave, second wave, third wave, post wave. La Centrale is really in tune with what is happening in terms of feminism, in terms of global feminism, in terms of feminism in Quebec, in terms of feminism in Canada, and is quite respectful of practices and of the people that work there. So the gallery was founded in 1973 and filled a need for, or reflected a need for feminist practices in Montreal at that time in the 70s. And over the years, feminism has changed, right? In 2008, La Centrale changed the space from a women-only space to a feminist inclusive space. And this reflects the change of feminism, right? La Centrale is definitely moving with the times in terms of politics, in terms of representing artists who are not otherwise represented in the art milieu, in a somewhat patriarchal, male-dominated art milieu. In Montreal, in Quebec, in Canada, in the world. So that was 2008. Was I going to say something else? Is that all right? Yeah. Oh wait, sorry, I've got another one. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So to mark this change of the mandate in 2008, La Centrale had an exhibition called Gender Alarm. And I was involved in this exhibition, as was Coral Short and a bunch of other artists, to reflect this change from a women-only space and perhaps the feminism of the past into the feminism of the future. And I did a piece called Come Shred My Heart, where I had a paper shredder vagina, and people could write things to their former selves, almost like a wish thing, and shred it in my vagina. Coral Short did a really great piece with unicorns. I believe it was called Uniporn, where these different bodies dressed in white with unicorn heads were led into the space and kind of fondled and stroked each other on a mat for about half an hour. It was really beautiful. When have I arrived in La Centrale? Well, I know that La Centrale is a year younger than I am. And this year they're celebrating their 40th anniversary. And what's been really great about the programming is, to celebrate the 40th anniversary of La Centrale, is that there have been so many artists who have dealt with the archive of La Centrale, and really this sort of intergenerational contact between past shows and contemporary practices, which it's just reinvigorated, I guess, my interest and my involvement with the center too, just because it shows another dimension. My involvement, again, like La Centrale's had me in shows over the years and has been quite supportive, and I've tried to give back. I sat on the board for a couple of years, helped plan a few parties, fundraising parties with them, which has been really, really fun. And I think one of the other great things of the membership, or being a member of La Centrale, is you can be as active as you want to be. You know, again, with budget cuts from the federal government that we're seeing, that is directly impacting artists and practices and centers like La Centrale, you know, anything that you can do as a volunteer, anything that you can give as a volunteer or as a La Centrale member is most welcome by the center. And it's really rewarding. Like, it's super fun to, you know, to be part of feminism. You're actively working on feminism. So I know I'm avoiding, when did I start at La Centrale? Because I can't remember. I'm assuming it was the 90s, the 1990s.